Well, good morning. I'm doing a little experimentation today. I've got a new tool here. It measures inrush current, amp load of compressors. And I got to reading about these hard start kits, like this one right here. This is my personal 3-ton unit that we use here at the house we live in. And it's over 15 years old, and I got to thinking about, it's had a lot of years on it. Concerned about the compressor, so as my curiosity was getting to me, I looked down here on the tag, and the tag tells me the locked rotor amps, wherever it is. There it is, locked rotor amps. Where's my finger at? There it is 97 amps. So on my little test here, I'm already pulling, it showed there, 102.5. So I'm pulling more than the factory wants it to pull. So as a test, I'm going to install the hard start kit, and then I will see if it brings that number down a little bit. It's a little tight squeeze, so I got to take some things loose here. Of course, the disconnect is pulled. You're dealing with 220. You don't want to get a zap. So I'm gonna pull this capacitor out and test it just to make sure it's within range, and move things around so I can get this installed and show you how to hook it up. They're real simple to hook up, so I'll get started with this experiment. Okay, so before I go installing everything, I want to make sure the capacitor that I have now is good. And with my new little gauge, it measures the microfarads in the capacitor. And this capacitor, you look at it, tells you what it's supposed to be. It's a 35.5, so we've got 35 microfarads on the compressor side and 5 that starts the fan motor. So I've got my one terminal on the common. We'll check the fan first, see what it reads. Fan comes in at 5, that's good. So we're looking for about 35 on the compressor. 34.52, so we're perfect. So I know this capacitor is good. So I'll put it back on and also get to installing this. Well, as you can see, I got some tight quarters, but I think I finally got it in a position where I can make it work. Because I put the hard start down here, and it's come with a little zip tie and a screw. I mounted it down low, so that gave me enough room to come up higher with my capacitor and get that to clear everything and get that clamped in place. But it just barely clears. So we'll get that finished mounted down, and then we'll start doing some wiring. We got that in place. That mounted nice and clean up here at the top. And always you got to mount it with the tab up, because the way the points are designed in there, you don't mount them sideways. Same way with the hard start capacitor, it says to mount it terminals up. I see a lot of videos people mounting these things sideways. I don't know if it shortens the life or anything, but I'm doing what the book says. Okay, we'll hook up our red wire and our striped wire first, because we have a dual run capacitor, meaning our capacitor controls the compressor and the fan. So here's the capacitor. So HERM, that's the compressor side. Fan, of course, is the fan side. HERM, if you don't know, stands for hermetic. Hermetic stands for something airtight, sealed. Your compressor is an airtight, sealed container. So that's what HERM stands for. Okay, so we just got to get our, right here, red wire goes to common, striped wire goes to HERM. So here's our red wire. Look at everything's already red. It's easy enough. And the striped wire we put on with the compressor right here. I'm gonna rearrange these wires a little bit. Let me do that. Okay, simple enough. So we got the yellow wire on the HERM, the red wire on the common. Now I got to get, your instructions tell you to hook this up to the common side T1 on the contactor. So if you don't know where that is, you can look at your schematic, like I did right here. Here's the schematic. There's the contactor. There's T1. So there's like a bar goes through there. It doesn't have a switch on it. One side is switch, one side is not. You can see that switch opening there. So I know by looking at the schematic, this wire goes right, let's see, there's the contactor. So there's a little terminal right underneath here I'm going to plug into. Kind of hard to see, it's kind of dark, but there it is. So we'll get that plugged on. Okay, maybe you can see it better now. I got a flashlight on it. You can see the black wire is on the bottom of the contactor. So we've got that done. So I'm going to tidy up these wires a little bit and mount this over where it's good and solid, not vibrating around. And we'll be ready to test this thing very shortly. Okay, all is connected. Capacitor is nice and snug. Everything in place. So now it's time for a test. So there I've got my meter set for inrush. And I'll pop in the disconnect. It should come on. We'll see what we get. Wow, what a difference. Look at that. 55. Whoa. I can't believe it. I gotta do that again. Let's let it sit here for a second and balance out, and I'll try that again. That's 75. Okay, this will be my third test. Well, first time I think I got 57, then I got 75, and this time, oh, look at that crazy looking bug. What are you doing? He's gonna jump on me. Let me get rid of him. He's scary looking. Look at him. He's gonna attack me. Go away. Pew. Ah! Alright, get rid of him. And anyway, what was I doing? That bug got me distracted. Oh yeah, I was going to try it my third time. So, but I'm going to do it differently this time. I've got it, the air conditioning turned off in the house. I got the disconnect put in. So this time I'm just going to push in the contactor manually. So let's try it that way and see what kind of numbers I get. Here we go. Wow. Look at that. I'm really happy. From 100 and what did I say that was? From 102 startup amps down to 60. That's really impressive. So I think that's a cheap insurance policy for like 35 bucks, I think it was. You can get these on Amazon. They make two different ones. They got like from 3.5 to 4 to 4.5. 3.5, what is it? 3.5 to 5 tons, and then you maybe have like a 2 to 3 ton, or 1 to 3. You know, I think they got just two different ones. Covers pretty much any residential air conditioner or heat pump. But I think if you got a system, an air conditioner or a heat pump is 10 years old or better, and it doesn't have a hard start kit. Now remember, you want to get this style that has a potential relay. There's cheap ones out there for like 10 bucks. Don't do that. They don't have a true relay that kicks out like with a set of points. They have something that kind of, potentially, I forget the word for it. But anyway, it's kind of works off heat. They're only like 10 bucks, but they're not near as good, and I think they have more of a high failure rate. Where these would be the ones to buy for your. That way you have a much longer life of your system, I believe. Cheap enough, and if you have a little electrical knowledge, you can install it yourself, or just have your HVAC guy that you use normally, have him put it in for you. But dramatic difference in amp from 102.5 down to 60.7 on startup. That makes a believer out of me. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Yeah, something else I wanted to mention before I got out of here is, well, take your paperwork. I've done it anyway, and I'll put it in a plastic bag and I'll shove it up here. That way if I ever need to refer to it in the future for wiring or anything, it's tucked up in that place. But also remember, in researching these things, a lot of your newer units automatically come with hard start kits. And I believe, especially when you're in hotter climates, I think there's something to do. If you're in colder climates, it might not be as much of an issue, but if you're in hot climates, they come more into play. So I just wanted to add that tidbit of information. I think it's a really good insurance policy. Keep these old units running as long as possible, because when your compressor goes, that's, that could cost you, gosh, you'd start at $4,000 to, because most people are going to put in a whole new system. Some people will change your compressor, but it's kind of rare. Most HVAC guys will want to come in and put you. Oh, and that's another thing. If you have a system and HVAC guy says, okay, your compressor shot, and I said, well, what about a hard start kit? Can we at least try that? Because I watched videos where people have, thought the compressor was shot, install a hard start kit and get maybe another 2 or 3 years out of them. But be sure to get a good hard start kit with the potential relay, with the box, not those little cheap $10 jobs. Anyway, I think that'll help you.